And, I've grown a lot just in a couple of years, right? So you also have to kind of give yourself that time to grow. So, yeah, since we've been talking so much about growth, yeah, just saying like, basically if you want to grow, you will. And if you don't, then you'll just find excuses.
Yeah, growth versus limited mindset, right? It's so
Exactly.
easy to play the victim or have a growth and expansive mindset and decide that this is not how my story ends. Be a business owner,
Mhm.
right? And those,
Yeah.
those programs, especially when it comes to learning about energy, if we are the universe experiencing itself, right? Earth is an anagram for our heart, and our heart is literally it's so powerful that it has the ability to completely restructure the atoms of the electrons of every atom in our entire body. The heart has its own memories, its own brain, its own
Yeah.
emotions, right? And
And so this is so true because we've talked about this before. I had a really bad car accident where I suffered. I was in a coma for a long period of time. I had extensive brain trauma, brain damage, and I actually had to relearn a lot of my basic skills, learning walking. I had to rewire all those neurons, neurotransmitters in the brain. And after your body or your brain goes through something traumatic like that, you have to learn how to do things all over again. And part of that is repetition. Part of that is repetition and really hammering down on a skill. You can't be a master at a skill if you're not mastering it, right? So even with the human brain, your brain knows what to do. It will learn with you pushing the force to rewire and relearn things. That's why when people said to me, oh, you have a brain injury. Okay, yeah, but that's 10 years ago. I've grown so much since then. My brain has learned to adapt and survive. The human body knows what it needs to do.
yeah, like
We as humans are ignorant and think that it doesn't, right?
there's so many success stories of people who have just activated different energy centers and channels in their body, commanded energy into their crown, completely restructured, like people who were told by doctors they're never ever going to walk again. They healed their own spine with the power of will alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No machines, no gimmicks, no medication, just sheer willpower to heal their body. That is how powerful we are.
Because the power of belief is strong. It's very, very strong. The power of manifestation is strong. If you at this point of life don't understand that you're connected to something greater than beyond you, it's kind of like, I would say you probably have to do a little bit more exploration independently, because you can't possibly take a look around, look up at the stars and the sun and the moon and the sky, look at the way everything is, from the way birds and bees and entire ecosystems thrives, and be like, oh yeah, it was just coincidence, and not understand that you're connected to that yourself. It's an acknowledgement that you're created to a greater collective, and you can choose to, be a part of that and improve that collective, or you can choose to go against it. And a lot of people will do that. They will convince themselves that there's something wrong with them and they're sick and all these things. And it's like, well, no, you can change that. You can change that, right? Maybe you can't change the fact that you have something going on, but you can make it better by learning to adapt and implementing new skills, tools, and resources to make that better for yourself. That's the beauty of being a human being. We can do that. If we can't figure something out, we can get on the internet and find another solution. A bear can't do that. He can't just be like, oh, I'm out of honey, I'm going to go create a new type of honey for myself. that's where you have to acknowledge that you as a human being, you're so much bigger than just you know, like that's, I don't even know how to explain it, but we're a lot bigger than we understand. Like our entire existence is a lot bigger than what people understand. You know, they just see with their eyes and think, oh, this is just a material frame, that's all there is. But then if I got you a microscope, you would understand that that's not true. And then on a spiritual level, that's a whole other topic. But you know what I mean? Like, we're just a lot bigger than people realize.